Well, the Boise Flower Garden Show every year showcases the greenest thumbs from around the Treasure Valley. And you want to be sure to visit because there are so many experts, people that know way more than I do, to give you the inside scoop on gardening, including our own Jim Duthie. This is so exciting. You're going to be the keynote speaker for this bad boy?
I am. What a privilege, huh?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Event. And they haven't had it for the last couple of years because of COVID.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of exciting to finally have it in person again.
And I think for you, I mean, if anybody's been watching KTVB over the years, they know how much you and gardening go hand in hand. So before we get to maybe what your speech is going to be about, what has gardening meant to you over the years? Because I've watched your things on peppers and all those. I mean, I learned about like pepper heat scale from you, Jim.
Well, you know what? Most people aren't born with green thumbs. Yeah. They're flesh colored.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Exercise it. And during the wintertime, you don't get a lot of exercise on those green thumbs. So, you know, pretty soon we'll be getting out there and working in the dirt. Get a lot of people commenting on how anxious they are to get out there and feel that dirt in their hands. But right now it's wet and it's snowy.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, you know, I've been waiting too long to get
Maybe it's because you know weather so well that you're always a great gardener because you know, right? Maybe like you know exactly maybe what's going to happen.
They kind of go hand in hand, don't they? You know, weather and frost and rain and stuff like that. So in Idaho, anyway, there are a lot of gardeners. And boy, the last couple of years when the pandemic hit, gardening just exploded in interest.
Oh, yeah?
You know, I think our You Can Grow It Facebook page, a group, started out with a couple of hundred people on it. And then all of a sudden the pandemic hit.
Boom.
Now we're up to 16,000 and more.
Oh my word!
On that page.
Look at that.
Yeah,
you need security detail when you're walking around. That's amazing. So, the Boise Flower Garden Show. What does this show mean to you, and now especially as you transition to being the keynote speaker?
Well, I think the Boise Flower Garden Show has always been kind of the kickoff to spring here in the Treasure Valley, anyway. So you get to learn so much about gardening. If you are a novice, a beginner, or if you're new to Idaho and you aren't quite sure how things grow around here in this environment, in this climate, this is the place to go to get all kinds of information and knowledge and advice from experts. You can find products. You look at the video here.
I see that.
There are neat garden art things and furniture, as well as plants that you can buy and seeds, plus the classes that teach you how to use them.
Yeah, and those classes are obviously huge for someone that I normally have to buy my tomatoes at the store. I don't want to. I get so jealous of people that can make salsa all the time from their backyard. Okay, you're the keynote speaker. Can you give us a hint of maybe what you're going to be talking about?
Well, this is exciting. I've been involved with the show for so many years, broadcasting it.
Yeah,
going down there and doing live shots from there and putting it on TV. But this is different for me because I'll be involved up on the stage actually talking to people. So it's kind of exciting that way. The theme is getting to the root of gardening issues. Kind of get it?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about a lot of things. And one of the things we're going to do, we've got a panel of 3 experts.
Yes, I heard about that.
You know, I'm a gardening reporter, more or less. I'm not a horticulturalist, although it's my hobby, but there are a lot of experts who are. So let's get them on there. So we've got Seneca Hull from Franz Whitty. We've got Garnett Edwards from Edwards Greenhouses, and we've got Debbie Cook, who used to host the D&B Garden Show. Radio. So they're going to be on a panel. I'm going to ask them questions from the audience and find out what their expert advice is.
So you just need to show up, like I just need to be a sponge if I go and just soak in all this knowledge. Soak in all this knowledge. For you, what's one of your favorite things to garden? What, like, if you could take me to the Jim Duthie garden, what would I see and what are some of your favorite things?
Oh gosh, you know, my wife said after many years, she said, I don't want any more of those starting kits all over the house anymore. So she got me a little greenhouse. So that's where I put everything now. So I've got things started now from seed. I'm a big tomato guy. I love to grow tomatoes. And not just because I like to eat tomatoes, but I usually grow about 20 to 25 different varieties of tomatoes.
Oh, just get 20. There's 25 different varieties of tomatoes?
There's about 2,500 different varieties of tomatoes.
I like Roma. I know Roma, and I know the one on the vine. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't even know the name of that one.
Beefsteaks and stuff, early girls and things. Cherokee purples and Cherokee greens are some of my favorite. The great big huge green meaty ones. You squeeze them and hardly any juice comes out. They're so meaty. So there's just so many things to learn about not only tomatoes, but all the other vegetables, the flowers, the trees, the fruit, and everything else that Idaho grows.
Keynote is titled Getting to the Root. You talked about that. What are some of the blunders or misconceptions about gardening and maybe that some people have problems and they think, oh, it's got to be this or it's got to be that?
Yeah, I think the bottom line is you need to have good soil. Everybody thinks you can just stick a seed in the ground, but in Idaho, the ground is very rocky and sandy in many places, or a lot of clay, and it turns to mud as soon as it rains. And so we also have late frosts and early frosts. We have desiccating heat and wind. So you have to kind of be patient, learn how to deal with all of those kind of things to be a successful gardener here in Idaho.
And this is something that public is welcome to. Again, you said any skill level of gardener, you can come.
Absolutely. We've got the experts there to give advice. Whether you're a beginner or if you think you're kind of an expert, fine, share your advice with other people. But it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 24th to 26th at Boise Center. And I think it's from 10 to 6, I believe, on Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 4 on Sunday. There's a little bit of an entrance fee. I think it's $10 a day, but you can buy a pass for much less money to get you in all 3 days, or go online and buy them a little bit earlier and you get a few bucks off.
I think my goal, Jim, is to eat a beefsteak tomato by the end of the week.
Would you like a plant, or would you just like the tomatoes? That are
just the tomato.
I figured that was the case.
Is there a website where people can go for more information?
Yeah, BoiseFlowerGardenShow.com, I believe.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, there it is. GardenShowBoise.com. Jim, you're the best. Thank you so much. We're excited.
Thanks, Joey.
Absolutely. Coming up after the break, we'll be getting some spring cleaning tips from our friend Katie France. Stay with us. More after the break on Idaho Today.